Your lifestyle was fun. Through a strange streak of circumstances, you somehow managed to get a job as a virtual bookkeeper. Something you could do from anywhere, as long as you had internet and a phone. Rising prices for housing led to you losing your apartment, while at the same time, you won an electric van in the lottery. You only participated in it because you were drunk one night after a friend's birthday party. All your letters and bills were sent to your parents, and they would inform you if anything important arrived. And as far as the government was concerned, you lived at their place. But in reality, you were a drifter, living in and around your electric van. Oh, it was fantastic. Ultimate freedom. That, while borderline scary, opened up the entirety of America to you. One more thing that you took great advantage of was the fact that your father owned a Fazbear Entertainment franchise near your city of birth, which meant he got you a lifetime VIP pass for any Fazbear location on the East Coast. This included the Grand Fazbear Entertainment Mega Pizzaplex. The VIP pass not only allowed you free entrance, but also one free pizza per day as long as the pizza was under $20 in pricing. You got internet access and, best of all, access to the electricity. You had free charging for your van secured. Such a great life. A life that admittedly you knew was fleeting. Your parents were quite old. Maybe you could live like this for another 10 years before you definitely needed to settle down somewhere and take over your dad's franchise, but for now, you were free. Today you were lazing about in the Mega Pizzaplex. Your van almost entirely had run out of juice, so you'd be staying here for an entire day. Luckily, the day shift guard Brian had recognized you as a regular. God, the guy was a hottie. His skin was a bit pale, sure, and his nose a little long, but his luscious black hair, piercing green eyes, infectious smile, and his ability to somehow always have weed on hand made you totally crush on him like a horny high school cheerleader. You followed Brian into the VIP lounge where he sat you down at a table. Alright, as per usual. Order food over the tablet. A bot will bring it to you. You bit your lower lip, and as the guard was about to leave, you called out for him. Brian, just one sec. He turned to face you. Sup? When you have your break later, do you want to come up here and chat? He blinked. You're gonna be here longer, right? Sure. He grinned. But only if you pay for the drinks. I'm not throwing my employee credit just yet. You chuckled. If Brian could get out of paying a bill, he would get out of paying a bill. Sure thing, Brian, you said. Then you ordered your usual, a double mozzarella pizza with extra stringy cheese, a Coke, and 2 slices of cheesecake. Followed by you pulling out your laptop and starting off your workday. There were no kids up here, only like 3 adults, so it was quiet. The charging for your van would take about 12 hours if you wanted the battery to be full. And that meant you'd be sitting here until 12. And that meant that you'd be sitting here at least until 10 p.m. You hoped the night guard would let you crash here. The previous one, Vanessa, vanished through unknown circumstances, always let you sleep in Rockstar Row, as long as the animatronics didn't object, which practically always meant that you'd be sleeping in Freddy's room or Roxy's. The new security guard, however, was different. His name was Johnny. He only allowed you to do that when he was in an exceptionally good mood. It was getting late. The chat with Brian, who was always such a delight, was really the highlight of your day so far. And when the night guard took over to watch the final hour of regular opening time tick down, you approached him almost meekly. "Hey Johnny, got a sec?" The guy looked at you from his security tablet. He was a diligent worker, hence why you now so early slept here. From the moment you saw his face, you could already see that there was a no forming on his lips. "Can I crash for the night?" John blinked. Truthfully, he was always so annoyed by your presence. The few times he did let you sleep here were just because those occasions he had come to work a little drunk, and he did find you quite eye-catching. Tonight, however, he was sober and really not in the mood. But as the no was already lingering on his tongue, he got an idea, and his brows twitched. "Alright, dollface," he sighed. "Tell you what." You inhaled deeply. Johnny had a smoker's lung, so he sounded a little bit deep whenever he spoke. "That's this problem I have every night with one of the animatronics." You gulped. "I'm not getting paid to deal with your..." The death glare he gave you shut you up instantly. "I'm offering you a deal. Brian said Vanessa always said yes. I'm not Vanessa, so for making my nights easier, I'm going to let you sleep here. Deal? But don't make it a common occurrence. You sleeping here is against company policy, unless you rent a 24-hour birthday package. And we both know with how often you try this little sleep here stunt, you could never afford all of these." "Ah, why was Johnny always so mean to you?" You scoffed. "Fine. What would I have to do for this deal?" "The daycare emergency generators are malfunctioning for a few weeks now. Meaning I gotta deal with Moon as soon as the power turns off. Dealing with Moon is not in my job description. In fact, I'd rather deal with intruders every night than have that hyperactive machine ruin my peaceful nights by trying to get me to sleep on the job." Johnny was getting angrier with every word. Jeez, the guy was serious about being a night guard, wasn't he? "I'm not going to sleep on the job. So, you will have to. Sleep in the daycare, or get the fuck out." And so the daycare it was. Equipped with spare clothes and a sleeping bag, you made your way to the attraction. Its lights were still on, and the daycare attendant was happily humming somewhere in his alcove. You sat up in the daycare arcade, quietly hoping that the animatronic wouldn't even notice you to begin with. Sure, his goal might be that you slept during nap time, which was your overall goal here, but at least here, you didn't hear that stupid daycare song. You sighed semi-happily as you squeezed into the sleeping bag. It was super comfy. Your dad never really understood how you were able to sleep this easily in these bags, but to you, they were the best. Maybe you just liked sleeping on something hard. And quickly, you fell asleep. With the comforting sounds of the Pizzaplex's general ambience, you slept quiet, soundly, until 3 a.m. You didn't know why. You didn't need a potty break. You weren't thirsty, but for some reason your deep sleep turned to a more light nap. And with heavy eyes, you blinked, only to be faced with the daycare's animatronic. Moon's eyes were closed, and he was kneeling more or less on your chest, Your right eye twitched. You almost screamed. Slowly you turned, left and right. His hands were placed on the ground right next to your ears. You were pinned down. Kinky. You close your eyes, shaking your head. No, wait. Why was this happening? What time was it anyways? Turning your head a little backwards, you could barely make out the digital clock. 2:59 a.m. Jeez. Middle of the night. Slowly opened your mouth and inhaled to calm yourself. But as you blew the air out, the robot immediately sprung back to life, his eyes glowing in a dangerous red as you defensively pulled up your sleeping bag to your chin. Moon was staring you right in the face. His red eyes hungrily stared at you like a predator. Your instincts told you to run, but yet you didn't. Why didn't you? Your brain screamed at you, and yet you were frozen.
Naughty, naughty. Don't you know it's nap time?
He said in an unhinged tone. This was the opposite to Freddy, more or less. When you slept in his green room and you woke up, he gave you a full-on care treatment thinking you had a nightmare, but this actually made give you a nightmare. His fingers tapped on the ground impatiently. I just need to go potty. You lied. He retreated his head.
Did you not go before sleeping?
He asked curiously, his face lowering.
It's not good to sleep with a full water tank. No wonder you're awakening mid-nap time.
He was getting angry, and it was then that he climbed off of you. Moon allowed you to stand before, with both hands, he grabbed your shoulders. The animatronic pushed you to the women's toilets.
Normally only brats are allowed in the daycare toilets, but right now you might as well be a brat yourself.
Okay, maybe that's why parents didn't like him. He closed the toilet door, surprisingly gentle, as if there were other people sleeping in the daycare and he didn't want to wake them up too. How oddly adorable. Sighing, you sat down on the toilet's sink. There were 3 sinks and 3 toilet cubicles in the women's bathroom. You puffed up your cheeks and made a few popping noises as you tried to pass the time. Looking to your right, you saw red lights shining from under the door. The robot was seemingly actually waiting for you to come out. You growled. After a few minutes, however, you jumped back down and opened the door, only to have the robot push you back inside.
Your hands? I didn't hear the water,
he complained. Oh, yeah, right. Sighing, you walked back to the sinks, turned them on, putting one hand beneath the stream for a second only to get them wet, before rubbing both hands together to give the appearance of freshly cleaned ones. As you left again, you held them up to the robot's face, who nodded approvingly.
I took the liberty of getting a sleeping bag into the play area. You're not supposed to sleep in the arcade. The air there is a little stuffy, and that isn't healthy for a grown woman like you.
You blinked. That was thoughtful. Wait, growing woman? Did he call you young? Aw, what a nice little compliment from such a strange source. You followed him to your new spot. Sighing a little contentedly, you climbed back into the sleeping bag. Still, though, the robot stood above you. Anything else?
Sleep,
you ordered. Like that was so easily done now. with him staring at you. You inhaled deeply, and then smiled. "Make me." Moon narrowed his eyes before plopping down on his knees next to you.
Oh, you're challenging me, aren't you?
He growled. His fingers took hold of the sleeping bag's zipper as he pulled it down harshly. You shook in surprise. Hissing like a cat, he swung onto your lap. You gasped as you felt his weight on top of you. Like spiders, his hands now crawled over your body. Pervy little spiders. It was almost tickling you, but his touches were so greedy, tender, and needy. His little thumb rubbed over your chest.
Your muscles sore, your attitude naughty, your body tensed up, your face.
He paused, his mask coming so close your nose touched his plastic.
Into it.
Damn it, he was right. You were so into this.
I'm going to turn you, naughty brat, into a well-behaved young lady,
he muttered before grabbing you by your collar. Your heads touched as he stared deeply into your eyes. All you could see was red, but also you could feel his hands going lower and lower. You closed your eyes in pure bliss, feeling as his fingers suddenly stopped. Moon, you murmured needily, hoping he'd keep going, but as you opened your eyes, it was all bright. Groaning, you rubbed over your face, and before standing up, you looked at your wristwatch. It was 5 a.m. You groaned slowly as you got on your feet. And from atop the arcades, you could see Sun as he was using a broom to clean the play area. Huh. Maybe you should stop sleeping in the Pizzaplex for a while. Thank you to the people who are supporting me on Ko-fi. You guys are keeping me alive.